What I have for you today is something really freaking cool. And no, it's not the PP2K. It's not one, not two, not three, but four different meme optics sent to me kindly by Pinty. Oh, geez. And what have I told you? You guys are the reason this is possible. Now, you see, actually, a handful of months back, Pinty reached out to me and proposed a collaboration where I took a look at some of their optics. And during that collaboration, one of them was a smiley face red dot, which was already super cool as is. However, in the comments section, you guys had made a bunch of suggestions on different meme-style looking optics or different reticles that you would like to see from even some of our favorite pastimes like Call of Duty video games or photos or different, you name it. You guys had suggested a bunch of really cool ideas. They saw it and they loved it. So they reached out to me, and over the last couple of months, they have been working on creating and collecting some ideas for some of the crazy optic ideas you guys had suggested. So they asked me some of the ideas that I had. What pictures or images would I want to see? What colors? What styles? And needless to say, I shared some of my suggestions, and they came through. Now, I don't particularly know what I'm getting into here. I don't exactly know what any of the reticles are going to look like. I just know that they had reached out to me, and they also did some crowd suggestions or voting processes and asked what everybody would like to see out of a selection of different reticles that were available, different colors. If people wanted them to have multiple reticle options on one red dot, what style of red dot you wanted. And the only one that I specifically suggested and I really wanted to see was the middle finger. The rest, I did pick a couple, but that was the main one that I really, really suggested. And these, from my understanding, are four different red dots with different reticles. I guess, let's open them. Box is unpacked, and I will say at first, they look stunning. They are all a modern style reflex sight. And we'll take a look at some of the specs first. Each single one in the box is going to come with a set of tools, a battery, as well as a cloth in case you gotta wipe the screen down, and of course a little cover. So we'll go ahead and pop this rubber cover off. This just protects your lenses. Now, at first glance, the construction is solid. I don't see anything that looks out of the ordinary or looks like super cheap to begin with. We do have our small battery compartment, and it looks like we can change our different colors and different powers based off of this center dial. Your windage and elevation adjustments are on the top and on the side. Obviously, here is the big piece of glass. It is one solid clear piece of glass, and it's set inside of the reflex sight quite nicely, actually. If you take a closer look, looks nice and clean. It is also mounted with two, nope, I lied to you. Is it two or one screw? It looks like it's two. Yeah, it's two. Okay, it's two different Allen bolts. Okay, and then on the rear is where we can see, I don't know if you see that. Take a look at that. Okay, so it looks like we have four different reticle options. The middle finger, the peace sign, the OK, and the cross of the fingers. And then on the top, we can go from blue with three different power modes, red with three different power modes, and it looks like we're also going to have a green with three different power modes. Let's take a look at what the other ones offer. Taking a look at the next one, I don't know if this one's going to be different. The colors on the top look exactly the same, but as we get towards the rear, we can see it's so freaking cool. Okay, so we have four more different reticles. We have what looks like a different style crosshair, almost like an X with a circle in the middle and a circle on the outside, a smiley face, is it like a nuclear symbol maybe? Some style like nuclear symbol or crosshair, and then the Pinty logo, of course. Figured they'd put a logo in there, why not? That's kind of cool. The next one that we bring over, yeah, so they're all going to have the same color options, which is really cool. You could choose between three different colors, blue, green, or red. And then our reticle options here are, I like this one. That's the nuclear symbol that we were talking about. That's the nuclear symbol for sure. These two on the actually all of these are very reminiscent of like a Call of Duty Black Ops. I think. You got like the wings. It's almost like angel wings. Someone in the comments is gonna roast me. They're gonna know all of the names for these. This one is like the it's like the triangle with dots, and then another like X style crosshair. And then the last one looks like we've got the emotions. Let me move this. Okay, so we got the emotions. We've got a frown, the anger, almost like a crying or like a weeping, and then just like a meh face. So cool. So I think what I want to do, we're going to test out the quality of these, make sure they hold 0 and whatnot. But first I want to take a look at all of the reticles and make sure these all have batteries in them. I really hope that I can get a good picture, because a lot of the time with the camera, for some reason, it doesn't want to pick up the reticle. Sometimes it does all right, other times it doesn't. So I'm going to try and get these in a position where we can see them. I will be honest with you, obviously, and let you know how it looks in person, because it's always going to look better in person than it does when it comes down to eyes or just the camera. So we'll try and get this in an angle where we can see them. So I have in the past found that using this like grainy setting on the camera will actually make it a little bit easier to see the projected reticle. So we're going to go ahead and first we'll turn it on. I'll obviously crank up the brightness. We'll try the blue, and then we'll start off with this reticle all the way on the left. And maybe we need to zoom in. Does that help? Wide angle, I'm not exactly sure. You can kind of see it on the blue. I'm not going to show you the color on all of them, obviously. I'll just show you the colors first off on this reticle, and then we'll bounce around to the others, and I'll just show you what the reticle shape looks like. So from the eye, that actually looks pretty clean. The blue is a little bit distorted to my eyes. It's kind of like if you're looking at like blue Christmas lights, so that's something to keep in mind. Let's take a look at the red and see if that's any cleaner. Okay, the red looks so much better to my eye. It's so much less smudged and blurry. I just feel like my eyes have a hard time focusing on a like a blue light for some reason. And then we'll take a look at the green. And the green is clear, super clean. Green is always going to be one of the cleaner options for you, especially during like the daytime. The red might be a little bit hard for me because I am colorblind. And we'll keep it on the green setting. See, it's the lower setting. Oh, that's the lowest setting. Let's throw it on the highest setting on the green. Mid setting. I think the lowest setting's best for the camera, it looks like. Yeah, so we'll keep it on the lowest green setting for the camera, and we'll try and do that with all the other reticles. Now we'll switch it off to the smiley face. That one is so cool. Take a look. The next one is going to be like that weird little crosshair, the circle around it, and of course, Pinty's logo. Look at that. So cool. And then just to turn it off, just switch it to the G, and that's the off position. We'll take a look at this one. We'll bounce it onto the lower green setting, and we'll start off on the left side. So there are the 3 dots, or I'm sorry, like the dot crosshair. Maybe this one we can bump up so you can see that one better. There you go. That's a small one. I expected that to be bigger. I'm not sure why. It looks a little larger in person than it looks on the camera. That's that like circle with the crosshairs. There's like the angel wings. I don't know if there's a better way for me to get in there. And I don't know how far in I could zoom with the camera until it totally blurs itself out. What if I go less? Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. Where's best for you guys, like viewing wise? I think that's the best setting. Now we'll turn this one off. We'll pull over this one. This one's going to be my favorite, I can already tell. These are the fingers. All right, let's see if we can get it to focus. Maybe a little bit more power on that one. There it is. I'm so sorry. I wish there was a better way for me to focus the camera. I don't know if you could see that. Is that a better position? It just keeps like jumping around for some reason. The camera would stop trying to like refocus itself. We'll throw it on the peace symbol, the OK symbol, and then the fingers crossed, if I can get it to focus for you. Again, like I said, they look so much better in person than I can get on the camera. I don't know why the reticles always hate cameras. Now we'll pull over this last one. Go for like the 2 maybe. This is going to be the faces. So if you look at the faces here, we've got, I'm trying to get the frowny face to pop up better. If the camera would stop just like resetting itself, that'd be awesome. Maybe we'll go a little bit less bright, make it easier for you guys to see. There, it's a little bit better to see on the camera. Then we got the angry face. This is the grumpy or sad face. And this one's that like meh. I like the meh face. Now obviously we got to throw one of these on so we could do some testing. I am going to definitely throw on the middle finger, because that's the one that I was hoping for the most, and we'll just set these other ones aside. We're going to toss it onto the PP2K in just a second, but first I want to check out the quality of the red dot, and I'll show you what we're going to do. This is the first time I've been able to actually see the reticle like pretty well on the screen. Now if we take a look at the red dot, as we move around, I want to see if the red dot moves with us or if it stays locked in a location. And it looks like it stays almost locked centered between that like A and D above the Made in China logo. I don't know if you could see that. So that's a good sign. That means that when we are moving, if we're not directly locked onto the center of the replica in our hands, that the Pinty logo, or at least the reticle, is going to stay locked on target. So even if we're not centered with our head, at least we know where the dot is going to be where the replica is pointing. Props to them for that. Now we're going to throw it onto the PP2K, and obviously, you basically we're throwing this on with the middle finger, of course. So go ahead and throw the little cover back on it, because we don't want to scratch it up while we are installing it. And we should be able to use the Allen key set that they provided for us. Bear with me, my hands are a little cold. It is freezing out today. We'll just take this guy. I don't know if it's going to be the right spot to put it in, or if I'm going to want to move it. We'll just throw it on it first, and then I'll move it if I have to. Okay, let's see if that's enough to get it on place. Perfect. You can see my fingers like fiddling around here. And we'll tighten her on down. And the installation, obviously, it fits just as it should. And it don't look too dang bad. Okay, I got you guys mounted up to the, I guess, action cam. And we're going to go ahead and turn this guy on to its green setting. We'll pull the rubber cap off. And we should be ready to roll. Obviously, you won't be able to see the reticle, but you will be able to see the target. Only I will be able to see the reticle. We got a little middle finger there. Why is my target sideways? The heck? Let's go fix the target. I've got 3 mags for the PP2K loaded and ready to go. And it is super cold outside. So hopefully it doesn't mind that. We'll go ahead, pull this guy aside, and we'll center down in 3, 2, 1. Like flipping off the enemy. All right, let's take this into the woods, and we'll go play with some smaller targets. Don't mind me, I'm in my tactical slides. 3, 2, 1. It's hard, I'm looking past the action camera mount. It's not the easiest thing in the world. We're out of gas. We're getting low from the cold. I'm reaching these inside my tactical sweatshirt pocket. All right, let's switch this up. We'll go to the OK symbol. Here we go. That is so cool. See what the blue looks like on the field. Sorry, I wish you guys could see this. There's just no way. Blue's not too bad. We got that on, it's not on the brightest setting. Let's throw this on the brightest setting. The blue's not too bad. It's a little weird with my eyes. I don't know. I've never been good with blue light, especially like I said before, like blue Christmas lights. See about the red. I think the red's gonna be a problem for me, just because, don't mind the motorcycles going by, just because I'm colorblind, so that red might not show up on like brown and green backgrounds. Yeah, it's kind of like I thought. It's a little faded to me off on the side. I don't know if other people would see it that way. Power on this thing's getting low because of the cold. Should have one more mag. All right, we'll take it a couple shots over here, and then maybe we'll run back to the purple target. 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll go. Holding my tactical pocket. This thing really doesn't like the cold. That is seriously cool. I feel like I'm like living the Call of Duty dream right now. That's so cool. So they have come out with, again, because of everybody's suggestions in our comments, they have now come out with 4, 8, 12, 16 different reticle options, 4 different reflex sights for them to go on, and then 3 different color options because you guys asked for it, because you guys voted for it when I had posted it, and because Pinty they listen to the people. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. We just want you to hear us out. And they did. And we now have meme optics. That is so cool. Originally, it was just a smiley face. I don't even think there was anything else available on the market. They might be the first people who have ever brought this into light. Maybe if I'm wrong, someone can let me know in the comments. But as far as I'm aware, most of these reticles don't exist on optics at the moment. Except now. That is cool. Thank you, Pinty, for sending these out, letting me test it out. Again, thank you for just bettering the community and making these kinds of things possible. Now, everybody like myself who likes to get on the field, whether it be airsoft or real steel, and just get goofy, now you can. And now every time I look down sights, I can now flip off the enemy. Awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next adventure. Peace.